so excited because I don't think I've done one of these videos in years. Today we're gonna chat and do a little drive with me. I'm about to get on my way to Tampa, Florida. Obviously we are sitting and we are parked, and I asked you guys on Instagram on a question box yesterday what you wanted me to talk about while I was driving over to Tampa. It's a 4-hour drive here from Palm Beach, so I figured that we could chat for some of the time, make this like a little FaceTime call, have some life updates, and just do it in a really fun way. And the best part about all of this, Celsius came out with a brand new flavor called Oasis Vibe. So you guys know I ran to Target yesterday to go grab this. It is prickly pear lime edition, and what better way to start off the video than doing a Celsius taste test. I'm like half and half on the vibes that I like. I don't really like peach vibe, I don't really like Arctic vibe, but I do love tropical vibe and don't really like fantasy vibe. So Oasis Vibe, this could go one of two ways. Let's crack her open. Moment of truth, here we go. Wait a second. I really like this, guys. Oh my goodness. That is so good. So if you guys see this, I think they're only at Target right now, but this is what we're gonna drive and drink today. I've got the car loaded up. I'm going back over to Tampa, Florida because my best friend and my semester at sea roommate, Sydney, is gonna be in town. I wanna go see my friend Ben, and I'm gonna go meet up with a new friend. Just have like a couple fun days in Tampa, especially because I think eventually at some point, who knows, I will be moving over to the west coast of Florida to Tampa, and I just wanna have a fun few days there before the adventures all begin. That being said, if you guys are new here, make sure that you subscribe down below so you don't miss any more videos. I do a lot of lifestyle and especially travel videos. I'm big into cruises and international travel, so if you're interested in any of that, make sure that you subscribe down below. And now let's get into the little drive with me, chat with me, Q&A. Let's talk life. So while I'm not driving yet, I am going to go on my Instagram and look at the question box and see what you guys have submitted for me to talk about so that I can have an idea before I get on the road, because we don't text and drive in this household. Okay, y'all, how cute is my new Casetify phone case? You guys know that I just got a brand new phone, so I of course had to get some brand new Casetify cases to go with it. This is their bounce case in this really cool green color. I thought it was so springy and I love the print on it. You guys know that I love Casetify. They are seriously the best phone cases in the entire world. This is the bounce case, which gives you up to 21.3 feet of drop proof protection. 21.3 feet of being able to drop my phone. Y'all know I'm a little clumsy sometimes with my phone, so it works out so well. And of course they have over 2,000 plus prints, so if this print isn't your cup of tea, because it is absolutely mine, but in case it isn't yours, Casetify has a ton of different print selections on their website. And on top of all of that, now all Casetify cases, including the Impact, the Bounce series, as well as their Essential watch bands, are made from recycled materials. And this one specifically is a part of their Re-Casetify program, which uses recycled phone cases to make this phone case. They've actually recycled over 160,000 cases to make their Re-Casetify cases. I think that that's awesome and such a green way to buy a phone case. You guys know that Casetify loves you, and you guys can go shop sustainable and protective phone cases at casetify.com/Gracie, and that will get you 15% off your order. Okay, I think I've got the topics we're gonna talk about based off of my Instagram, so let's get driving. Okay, actually first I need to type in the address of where I'm going and then we're gonna start driving. Woo! 3 hours and 23 minutes right now, so that is not so terrible. Okay, time to get on the way. I feel like it's kind of weird to not listen to music and drive, but I'm excited to chat like we're on FaceTime together. Also, just so that you know, I have my camera positioned in a place where it's not blocking the road, it's not blocking my view, and it's not going to distract me from keeping my eyes on the road. I'm going to be able to glance over at you, but that's about it. So just know that that's how this is going to go. My number one priority is getting to Tampa safely, not only for me, but also for the other cars around me. So we are currently in my 2022 Bronco Sport. I have the Outer Banks model of this car, which are a couple of my questions. How do I like my Bronco? I bought this Bronco for myself in January of 2022. There was like a traumatic experience I had with my last car. It's in some vlog somewhere, but I'll quickly summarize it for you. My previous car is a 2013 Hyundai Tucson, and I was driving it home from college. I was coming home for winter break, and I had stopped in Gainesville the night before where my sister and her husband live, and then I was heading back down to Palm Beach. I'm driving, I'm listening to some music, and I just hear like weird bumping, weird noises. Anyway, no lights were on, no nothing, but I called my dad. He's like, you're 25 minutes from home, just try and make it. I was freaking out because I was like, this does not sound right. All of a sudden, my car wouldn't accelerate anymore. Going 60 miles an hour, I get over to the right lane. It's getting slower and slower and slower. Like, I'm getting off here. It was the Palm Beach Gardens Turnpike exit. As I'm getting off the exit and I'm getting ready, there's like a little parking lot off the exit, and I'm getting ready to turn into it. All of a sudden, my car wasn't braking. The brakes had stopped working on my car. I'm freaking out. I whipped it into a parking spot, threw it into park, and then as soon as it went into park, every single light on the dashboard lit up. It was so scary. I think the fact that my car wouldn't brake was the worst part. Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't wish that upon anybody. It was terrible. The whole motor got replaced, all kinds of stuff. It just ended up being a disaster. But in the meantime, they gave me a car to drive, and then I just knew from then on out I was gonna buy myself a car after graduation. So it just came a couple months early, scoured 7 different dealerships, both in Florida and Alabama, looking for a Bronco. At this time, there were like no cars anywhere. Basically found this car at a dealership in Alabama, exact one that I wanted. I loved the gray and the brown leather interior. I upgraded to the Outer Banks because I wanted a leather interior. The only thing is that there's no sunroof, but that was not very common in the Broncos at the time. But I ended up landing on a Sport because I used to drive a Jeep in high school, and that, although it also had a 4-inch lift, it's too tall for me to drive. When I saw the big Bronco, it just kind of felt like a Jeep 2.0, and it was just going to be too big for me to drive. So I settled on the Sport, and I think it's like my fun little mom car, even though I'm not a mom and not going to be a mom anytime soon. It's my little mom car and I love it. But anyway, if you're thinking about getting a Bronco, at least for sure go test drive one, but it is a smooth ride. I absolutely love it. Ford's been great about anything that they need to do with the car. I've gotten the oil changed. Everything's awesome. So definitely recommend. And this is the first car I've ever purchased for myself. So I'm very proud of this car. Okay, let's talk about contentment in post-grad. This is what a lot of people want to know, is kind of how I'm finding my purpose, especially now that I am single. Just everything about that, like how am I really doing? How am I navigating life? And what kind of advice do I have for you guys, not only if you are post-grad or if you're about to be post-grad. First of all, congratulations. This is an exciting time in your life. I have always been a really independent person. My parents will tell you ever since I was a little girl, free-spirited, independent, just kind of doing my own thing, and that's just who I am as a person. So that has obviously continued with me throughout my life. I've never really needed anyone but myself. Of course I need my parents, of course you need friends, you need supporters, but when it comes down to the end of the day, like, I am okay being alone. Just anybody in my personal life really knows that, and maybe you can tell through these videos that I just really like to do my own thing, and even if it's not anything that the rest of the crowd wants to do or that people want to do, like if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. So I've taken that into post-grad, and really in the past couple of months I have taken that into my own hands. I was obviously posting videos back in like October, November, December, stay-at-home girlfriend. I didn't know what the heck I was doing with my life. Sorry, switch lanes. I didn't know what the heck I was doing with my life. I knew that I loved travel, but I didn't really find the purpose in it with YouTube or with social media. Like, I was just feeling so lost and so stuck. Whether or not you guys saw that in my videos, it is the absolute truth, and I was halfway to miserable during those months, honestly. Again, just felt so lost, so honestly horrible. And I have recently, in recent months, pretty much since the end of January, gotten out of that rut, gotten out of that feeling, and I have never felt more free or more at peace with my life, I think, ever, especially as an adult. So here's what I'm going to tell you about that. Sorry, y'all, my camera died and I was at a red light, so I quickly switched it. You need to find the things that you are passionate about, because I really do think that passion drives your purpose. Even if you don't know what your purpose is, find your passion. I rediscovered not only do I love travel, I really love solo travel. I love going to meet new people, hear about other people's experience. I also love to inspire other people, and through that solo travel, I've been able to inspire other people, and I have found that my purpose is to go experience life, not only to bring you guys along with it, and not only for the betterment of my own self and self-discovery, but also to inspire you guys to do the same and to meet people from all over the world, be able to just connect. I think connection is so important and sometimes pretty lost in our society today. Okay, not wanting to get too deep on that, but all that to say, I think that even if you don't know what your purpose is, take your passions and truly discover them and find out what makes you tick, and through that you will find your purpose. That's how it works. That's what I'm continuing to do. So heck yeah, I'm getting in the car to Tampa today to go see some friends because I am passionate about connection and friendship, and so it's led me to go do the things that I'm doing. One other thing about this Bronco, this car, and maybe this is a thing with cars, I was driving a 2013 before I was driving a 2022, so a huge upgrade. Adaptive cruise control. It is amazing. It's not just cruise control, it's that my cruise control is set to 73 right now and I'm going 65 because a car in front of me like put on its brakes. It's amazing. I love it. So next travels, let's go over them really quickly. After I come back from Tampa, I'm coming back the morning up to pick my little and my best friend Kayla up from the airport. She's flying into Palm Beach, and on Sunday we leave for a 15-day Panama Canal cruise with Norwegian Cruise Lines. You guys, I literally screamed and died. I'm so excited. It's going to be 3 new countries for me. Colombia, Panama, and Guatemala are all 3 new for me. Also the Panama Canal. Amazing. I'm so excited. This is something I wanted to do for so long. And then 4 different ports in Mexico, and all 4 of those ports in Mexico are cities that I've never been to. So this whole entire trip is brand new for me. Cruise ends May 1st in Los Angeles, California. So while we're there for the day in LA, I'm going to meet up, and Kayla's going to be able to meet my friend Rox, who I love so much. So she's out in LA, and I texted her and I was like, hey girl, what you doing? Because we're going to be out in LA for the whole day. And so she has requested off work to hang out with us, which I think is going to be so amazing. My flight on May 1st is an overnight flight, and I get back into Florida early morning on May 2nd. And on May 3rd, I'm leaving for a trip to Europe. I don't know if I exactly am going to tell you where I'm going just yet, and that's honestly because I'm figuring out some of the details still. That's a Europe trip for like a little less than 2 weeks. I come back, Sydney and I are going on a cruise, which is so exciting. We booked that one all on our own. And then I'm hosting my trip to Iceland with you guys, which I'm so excited. If you don't know, I am hosting 2 trips with EF Full-Time Break this summer. One is to Iceland, which is the end of May to the beginning of June. And then one is Cruise Greece. So not just a Greece trip, but we're going from like all the smaller islands that are maybe not as well known. And I'm so excited because I loved my EF Greece trip, but I think this one's gonna top it. And that one is in August. So I have those always linked in like my bio of my social media channels, and I can also put them in the description of this video in case you are interested in joining us. Sydney will be on the Greece trip, and I'm excited to meet all of you guys on the Iceland trip. I'm sort of doing that one solo. I don't know anybody personally who's going on it, although so many of you have DM'd me saying that you're coming, and I'm very excited. I love y'all, but so many of you guys are little nosy Nellies over there, but I get it. I know I share so much of my life on the internet. Am I dating? Am I going on dates? Do I have another boyfriend? Oh my goodness. No, you guys, I'm not ready. I am in my single girl era. I'm excited to be doing my own thing again. I also still think that there's a bit of healing you need to do, especially when you've been with somebody for such a long time. I don't really want to talk too much about the breakup just because that's a personal thing, and I love that you guys have been respecting my boundaries and my space about that. But I will say, I will let you know if things come up. If I have any crazy dating stories, you better be following me along on TikTok, because I'm sure I will make videos like that, but I'm not ready. It's not time for that yet. It's just like I'm in my girly girl era, and this is kind of the person who I am and who I've always been, but especially now that I'm single, just really feeling like I'm gonna tap back into that part of myself and be able to really know more about myself before I get myself into any other sort of relationship. I think that that's really important to know who you are and what you want. Here's something, and I don't know if I've touched on this, but it really is important. I feel different when it comes to relationships, and I'm hoping that me saying this and being vulnerable like this helps other people who may feel like this. I have grown up going to schools, not only like I'm in South Florida, I went to a Christian school my whole life, then went to Alabama, which isn't a Christian school but has a lot of Christian values, southernness about it, where people get engaged and married younger, which is no problem. I have so many married friends. I have people who are engaged. One of my best friends from college, Tori, she's engaged. I am so happy for them, and I know that that is the path that their lives are supposed to go on. I got wrapped up in that thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a ring soon, I'm gonna be a mom, and I'm just so excited. You guys, I really do think like my ultimate purpose in life is to be a mom, and then I think about it, and for me personally, it is not something I need to happen in the next 2 or 3 years. It is not ring by spring, ultimatum, I'm gonna be alone forever if I don't find somebody by the time that I'm 24, 25. I just don't believe that, and I got caught up in the belief that like, okay, this is it, this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be happy, like this is my life. And for so many people it is, and they are so content. I just think I am different. I don't actually want that. I told myself that that's what I wanted, and I rediscovered myself and the things that I love, and I am not ready for that. I am not ready to be settled in, and I love watching my little nephew Charlie, and that's enough baby for me. I'm like, I can't wait for my sister to have babies someday. She's married, my other sister's engaged. I'm gonna let them have their time and let me be Auntie Gracie who loves on the babies. But for me personally, I just don't see myself getting married young anymore. Like, I have realized that that's not what I want, and if the perfect wonderful guy falls in my lap anytime soon, I literally will be shocked, because of course I'm not even looking for anything right now. I'm just saying it's not my goal, and that's just not what my life's purpose is anymore, because again, I did think that. So if that is you and you see all your friends getting engaged, getting married, having kids. You are on your own timeline. I know that I literally did a chit chat get ready with me video at like the end of last year being like, oh, we're probably gonna get engaged somewhat soon. Things change, life happens, and I know that everything happens for a reason. So if you ever start doubting yourself that you're not with somebody, or that you're not engaged yet, or that you're not married yet, or that you've never had a boyfriend, or if that's what everybody else is doing, know that you have something even better for your own life. I'm gonna get off my soapbox, but that's how I think about all of that. To answer your questions, no dates, no dating. I'm just not looking for that right now. And I just know that God will put the person in my life when he wants to. If that's 10 years from now, if that's 10 months from now, I have no idea. I'm not looking for anything, and I'm not being intentional about any sort of male relationships other than my guy friends. Man, this is so good. Okay, so there's a topic that we haven't covered, and this is something that somebody guessed on TikTok, or maybe a couple of people, and so many people liked the comments. So some of you might be wondering, did I get a job? I did 4 interviews total for this job, starting back from December. 3 of them were online, and 1 I was flown out to Houston for and offered the job. You guys, I got offered a job at United Airlines to be a flight attendant. This isn't a joke. This is serious. This is real life. I was flown out to Houston a couple of weeks ago for 2 days to go in and do this in-person interview, kind of like testing training, and I got offered the job. They took my fingerprints, they did the drug test, the whole 9 yards. I got a job as a flight attendant for United Airlines. And I was so excited to receive the job offer, but unfortunately, due to the training dates and not being able to push back my training dates, I had to turn down the conditional job offer like 2 days ago via email. I love their company culture. I loved the people who I interviewed with. Just everything felt so meant to be and so amazing. And you guys, I've never really interviewed for a job before, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, I love these people and I love this place. But with all the travels that I have going on right now, it just isn't realistic right now in my life. But I do think that someday I could make a great flight attendant, and that would be something I'd want to do, either in addition to social media or if something else happens to social media. But yeah, I got offered a job. I was a little sad to turn it down again because I couldn't extend out the training like before even the start of May, and I'm gonna be on a cruise and all kinds of stuff. So time-wise, it didn't work out. I didn't know in December that I was even gonna get this job when I was planning my other travel, or even that the training date was gonna happen so close after to being offered the job. But I will say I'm proud of myself. I'm glad that I know that I'm capable. It was such an incredible experience. I have nothing bad to say at all. I hope someday that I'll be able to either work for or work with United Airlines on some stuff, because I seriously love them so much. I had the best time. I wish I could bring you guys along, but A, I was nervous to bring you guys along in case I didn't get offered the job, and B, it was something for me and not for social media. And there are moments like that that happen in life, and I'm glad that y'all understand that. But yeah, so many of you guys wanted to know, and now that it's kind of unfortunately all over with, I can tell you guys, in December I felt very, very lost and a little depressed, which is when I applied for the job, got through for the first 2 interviews before I even left on my cruise, got the offer for another interview. Actually, the last time I was in Tampa, I had that interview, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it to be nice. I probably won't get it. And then the day after it was like, we want to fly you out to Houston. I was like, me? Really? You think that I can do this? So it was honestly just like such a wonderful feeling to be able to experience all of that. So thank you to United Airlines, if anyone at United is seeing this, and I hope that someday something will work out. Just feel very grateful for that entire experience. Let's cover another topic. I know a lot of you guys follow me for my positivity, so many of my questions are, how do you stay positive all the time? I get this question a lot, and here's what I have to tell you. In my 23 short years of life experience, I have learned this to be absolutely true, and I know I've already said it, but everything happens for a reason. I also put a lot of that toward my faith and my faith in God, and knowing that He has a bigger plan. Not only a bigger plan, but better plans than anything I could ever dream up for myself. And I truly mean that. Anytime I'm frustrated or I'm angry or I'm sad or something goes wrong, always, 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 God comes swooping in, whether that's 5 minutes later, 5 hours later, 5 months later, 5 years later, and He says, boop, I have something so much better for you. You didn't even know. And so I think when things go wrong or bad things happen or you're sad, the reason I'm able to be so positive is because I know that there is a reason to that happening, and there's a reason that everything is happening. And why would I waste my time sulking and angry? I'm gonna stop myself right here really quickly before you start rolling your eyes. I'm not saying you can't be mad. I'm not saying you can't be sad. I'm not saying you can't be disappointed. I am all of those things. I experience so many emotions. But at the end of the day, I know that something better is coming. And sometimes it takes me telling myself, I'm like, Gracie, something better is coming. something better is coming. It's going to be so much better than what's going on right now. It's going to be better than you even realize. It takes some pep talk, but I have realized that my life is so much better when it's filled with joy and happiness and positivity. I end up experiencing things better. Honestly, I think the better plans happen faster, or in my head, and they happen faster even if it's not in reality. Time goes by quicker when you're positive about things and knowing that something better is coming. If you're going through a rough patch, you're going through a hard time, continually remind yourself that something better is coming, and it'll come faster than you think. And I know there are hardships and things going on in your life I could never relate to. And I'm sure there have been hardships and things that have gone on in my life that you can never relate to. But at the end of the day, it just takes empathy and sympathy for other people. Just try it. Try it for a month. After that month, I'm sure you're going to be trying it for the rest of your months of your life, because I'm telling you, it changes your mindset to just think positive thoughts rather than negative thoughts. There's always going to be a negative Nelly out there. There's always going to be people who are sad about things or look at the glass half empty. I'm a look at the glass half full kind of a gal, maybe a little bit over halfway full. I truly think that it just makes my day-to-day life so much better. And it's not being naive, and it's not being silly, and it's not because I haven't gone through hard things. It's choosing the perspective of positivity over negativity. I'm on my soapbox a lot today, but you know, I really do believe all this. So this is the end of my Drive With Me video. I hope you guys learned something, enjoyed it, felt like we were on a FaceTime call, any of the above. I love chit-chatting with you guys. I love making these kinds of videos where we can just sit down, talk about topics that you guys want to know, advice you want to have, things you want to know going on in my life. I love it all. I'm very excited to be seeing Ben and Sydney and spending a couple days here in Tampa before all of the adventures begin. Like I said, if you guys are new here, you're into travel or lifestyle content, make sure that you subscribe down below. I gotta go, I gotta drive. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!